Oh, dear me, bastards. Aliens Fireteam Elite. Formerly known as Aliens Fireteam, no idea why they added Elite, I suppose it makes the game sound cooler. Remember Alien Isolation? That game was fucking amazing, wasn't it? I fucking love that game. 10 out of 10, my favourite horror game ever. I was hoping we'd get a sequel, but then we get that mobile shit, Blackout. Mobile games are for fucking wankers, fuck off. Still didn't get a sequel, so we got Fireteam Elite instead, so... well, at least it's not a mobile game. Let's dive deep into this piece of shit. Most of the reviews for this game are quite positive, but for me, you're going to be very surprised, because this game is in fact okay. It's okay. It's nothing special, but it's not bad like another game I could mention, and it's not a massive letdown like another game I could mention. It's just fine. It's just, it's alright. It's good fun for a little bit. After a couple of weeks, you might forget it exists, like I did with the Predator game. I played that for 2 weeks when it came out last year and haven't touched it since. The problem was the Predator game was the same price as this, only it offered less fucking content.
That is a cunt move.
On the other hand, Fireteam Elite has a single-player campaign. Well, I say single-player, but it's multiplayer focused.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm not really a big multiplayer person, so that really pissed me off. And also, everyone suggests that this game is better to play with your friends. Bugger. Okay, I have one friend who likes Aliens, but he doesn't want the game, so I'm fucked. Not to mention the other issue of multiplayer, which is what Hunting Ground suffered with, is actually finding a fucking match. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, that's not an issue, it only happened to me once. But the developers were nice enough to include an offline mode. Thank you very much. I have much respect for you developers for doing such a thing. Unlike the Predator game, which is a full-on multiplayer experience, and that's all it fucking is. With their paid DLC, despite me paying 30 fucking quid for the fucking game, for a one multiplayer game, one map, and barely anything to fucking do. Hunting Grounds was also developed by the same guys that gave us Friday the 13th. I liked Friday the 13th, the game. I'm a big Jason fan as well. It was good. Hunting Grounds was disappointment. It's just a shame that Friday the 13th didn't get any more content because of a fucking lawsuit. So the developers were like, screw you guys, I'm going home. Then they left and made a pretty mediocre Predator game. Which, funnily enough, that franchise also got a lawsuit.
Ironic.
I still don't get why all these games have to be all multiplayer focused. Like every old horror movie that's getting turned into a game now, it's all fucking multiplayer. Friday the 13th, Predator, Evil Dead the game, now Aliens. Why is it always multiplayer? Sure, Friday the 13th adds single player stuff eventually, because the fans wanted it, but I doubt these other fellas are going to include single player shite. To be fair, I am looking forward to the Evil Dead game, because, Bruce Campbell's in it, and I'm getting Spider-Man flashbacks.
You always do what people tell you. You know, there's a word for that. Loser. Huh. I guess you're smarter than you look.
Fireteam is a lot better. Great customization and all that. Yeah, I'm all for that customization shit. I'm all for it. The thing about the campaign is the missions are all basically carbon copies of each other. The level design is great, and if it wasn't for that great level design, I think the game would be complete horseshit. But it's just, you go to some place, shoot some xenomorphs, kind of like the other zombie games that have been coming out recently. You're with your online buddies and a horde of zombies come running at you and you just shoot them and run and survive.
Something very familiar about all this.
The aliens are now a bit thick, much like its zombie counterpart. I mean, they run at you like they're asking to be gunned down. Since when were Xenos more suicidal than pigeons? Believe me, I know. Remember AVP 2010 or AVP 3? The alien AI was a little smarter. I'd be walking down a corridor and I'd hear one moving around, not quite sure where it is, until he pounces at me out of nowhere. And if I have my volume on max, I probably shit me underwear. That was a good game. I highly recommend you check them all out. I personally prefer them over Fireteam, but that's just my opinion. Just stay away from anything mobile. Yeah. It mostly runs fine on PS5. Mostly. Although I did encounter a couple of lovely glitches here and there.
Oh, no, no, no,
One of them had us all trapped in the same chamber so we couldn't progress to the next area. So we did the only reasonable thing and shoot the shit out the door. Yeah, and then I had to do the whole fucking mission again, which was fucking boring. I was going to get it on PC, but then I realised I'm one of the last idiots in the world that still uses Windows 7. Ugh, shit. But you're probably wondering, would I recommend Aliens Fireteam Elite? If you're a hardcore Aliens fan like me, then yeah. Actually, if you are a hardcore Aliens fan, you've probably already bought the fucking game. I never wanted to be harsh when I was talking about this game because the developers didn't have a AAA budget, so that's fair. Unlike Gearbox, they made a right big stinker, didn't they? Fucking dicks. But to be fair, I'm one of those rare people that doesn't entirely hate Colonial Marines. The game is not great by any means, but I mean, I'll give it the fact that it had a single player campaign even though the characters were complete utter wank. I mean, I can totally see why Fireteam is multiplayer focused, considering in Aliens Colonial Marines, where we were stuck with the plank of shit that was O'Neill. Ah, you useless cunt. But I still think the Aliens franchise, in terms of video games, deserves a bit better. What I really want is to play as the fucking aliens again. We haven't been able to play as one since 2010, and no, I'm not counting that crap multiplayer mode in Aliens Colonial Marines. The controls were absolutely wanking, it was limited to multiplayer only, so fuck off. And yeah, fuck mobile games. You know, I'd love it if it had some open world RPG elements in there. Same with future Predator games. That'd be good. But Fireteam is okay, it's not the worst thing the Aliens franchise has conceived. Much like how Hunting Grounds isn't the worst thing the Predator franchise has conceived. Anyway, I've had enough of this. I'm going off to get some curries.